Hi everybody, it's Kayla, and welcome back to Speed Build Sunday, except it's probably not Sunday. Yet again, we are pre-recording. When am I posting this? I don't know, on a Tuesday, I bet. That's my guess for you. But hi everybody, and welcome back. Today we are renovating / rebuilding from the ground up the Jang family apartment in The Sims 4. You guys might know the Jang family from San Myshuno. Shout out Billy Jang one time, one of my favorite townies in the game. I think she's very cool. But they have this amazing, really colorful, great apartment, and I never play in it because I don't know why. I just rarely come to this place, and I've realized now that this is one of my favorite apartments in the game. Like, the shape of it is really nice, and the walls aren't too tall. Like, it's a good spot. It's a good apartment. The rest of the Sims 4 apartments can't relate, but this one is good, and so I renovated it, and I was kind of debating, like, is this fixer-upper? Is it a speed build? I don't know. What was I gonna post it as? But I decided that I changed too much for it to be a fixer-upper. I, like, built it from the ground up again, basically, as part of my plans to ultimately rebuild the entire Sims 4. You guys might know that I have my Simsie save where I renovated everything and made all new Sims and stuff. I'll link the Simsie save down below if you want to check it out or play in it or whatever. But I also have this thing I'm working on that I'm calling the sister save, like the sister to the Simsie save. Hi, sisters. Yeah, I know, it's embarrassing. But anyway, I'm working on that right now. I have been for a long time, and I will be for a long time, because I'm trying to rebuild everything. Instead of just renovate things, I'm rebuilding everything, including all of the existing home lots. Whereas last time I just, like, renovated community lots to fix them and, like, place new lots and stuff like that. This time I'm rebuilding everything, and so that includes a lot of, like, rebuilding and reimagining what the townies' houses would look like. So I've done, like, the Goth family's house and the Pancakes house and a lot of apartments and stuff. And now I have made my way to the Jang family, and I love this apartment. I had so much fun furnishing it because it is so unlike my usual build style, because I always do, like, very, I don't know, blue suburban type interiors, and this one is very, I don't want to say modern, but like a little bit modern, a little bit boho maybe, as my chat was calling it. It's very colorful and very different from anything I ever do, so I had a lot of fun doing it and, like, using new furniture and stuff. I also used only movie hangout stuff and city living in this build because I wanted to limit my packs a little bit, and so it turned out really cute, I think, especially considering it was only 2 packs. And I used things like the dining room table and these plants that I've never even touched. Like, I've genuinely never used half of these items, and I finally got to use them, and I loved it. It was great. So I had a lot of fun building this. I've been really branching out recently with my builds and, like, trying new furnishing styles and stuff, and it's been really fun because I feel like I'm actually making good stuff again. And I love to build in The Sims 4. This apartment especially, I love the shape of it. Like, I really liked building in this apartment because I never play in this one. I don't know, I always build the same apartments, like that one small one in the fashion district. I feel like most of the apartments in The Sims 4 are either really big or have these giant awful ceilings, and this one has reasonable sized ceilings and is a reasonable size. Like, I think 3 bedrooms that I fit into here is a good sized apartment, because it's got the master bedroom, Billy's bedroom, and then it has, like, a study sort of area, which could eventually be like a new kids room or something. I don't know. It's like a study / art studio thing. It's got it all. The place has it all, and it's a tiny apartment. I had so much fun furnishing this. I also streamed it, by the way. I stream a lot of things on Twitch. I stream every single day, and I stream most of my builds first on Twitch, because when I'm pre-recording, especially because I'm going to be in England all of next week, and so it's hard to build, especially on top of stream daily and be in school full-time and my daily YouTube videos, and so I do a lot of, like, streaming of my speed builds and stuff, and then, because then the chat can help me, and it's way more fun, and then I, can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, spend 3 hours building on Twitch, and not 3 more hours on top of that building afterwards, because no one needs to work 20-hour days, 16 is enough, right, ladies? Am I right? How are we all doing? How's the semester going? Is everyone doing well? I sure hope so. Anyway, I have a story for you guys, kind of about airports, and I kind of forgot about this story because, I don't know, I just hadn't really thought about it that much, but my dear old buddy, friend, pal, Hank Green, tweeted, he, like, quote tweeted someone today, and someone was talking, like, complaining about how, like, she had asked to sit next to her kid on the plane, like, had asked someone to move because her and her kid had been, like, set separately, and so she was like, hey, can I switch seats with you so I can sit next to my son, and the person said no. And then Hank, like, quote tweeted it, and he was like, I have asked, like, 10 times in my life to switch seats, and they've always said yes, and how ridiculous it was, basically, that people said no. And it reminded me that I was on this plane, I forget where I was going, because it was, like, last month, so I flew it was either, like, to or from London, or to or from St. Louis. One of those flights. It might have been the London one, but I doubt it. Either way, on one of those flights, this woman was like trying to get these people to switch with her because her 6-year-old, I don't know, 5, 6, I couldn't tell how old it was, but the kid was really young and they weren't sitting together. And so she was asking people like next to them, like next to her and next to the kid to like move so she could sit with him. And they all said no. I can't imagine, especially because she's asking them to switch to like the same seat on a different row of the plane. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you move, like, 1 or 2 rows, you paid the same amount for the seat. Like, it really doesn't matter. And this kid is a small child on a plane, like, a decently long flight. Like, either, like, 2 hours or, 8. But either way, like, 2 hours is still a long time for the kid to be sitting there alone. Like, why wouldn't you switch with her? I just can't imagine, like, telling her no to, like, this poor mother and her poor child to be like, no, I'm sorry, I won't switch with you. And for, like, the people next to her and the ones next to the kid to do that, I don't get it. Like, I get it's annoying to, like, maybe get a middle seat or, like, maybe have to move 2 rows back in the plane or have to get all your stuff and move over. But also, it's not a big enough inconvenience to mean that you can't do it to help out a small child. That's just like basic human decency to like let the women and children first, right? You know, I'm still annoyed by this. And then Hank's tweet this morning brought it back up and I was like, wow, that's, I just can't imagine doing that. I guess, now I'm annoyed again. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Would you move if someone asked you? Like, I've been asked to move before. And, like, I got asked to move because it was, like, an elderly couple, and the man wanted to sit next to his wife. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I just switched to the other row on the plane. Like, it really isn't a big deal. Like, it doesn't make a difference at all. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. Like, it's one thing if you paid for, like, I don't know, business class, and she wants to switch out of that. Like, you're not, that's fair if you don't want to do that. Like, you shouldn't have to do that. You paid money. But, like, when it's just, like, a regular economy seat, like, there's no reason. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting upset. How about the build? Am I right, team? I had fun with it. It's very, like, red and orange and pink. It's really descriptive. Wow. This build reminds me of sunshine and happiness. Yeah. Yep, okay. I should stop talking. I had fun with the interior, especially the master bedroom. Actually, no, all the bedrooms I had fun with. Like, I really like Billy's bedroom, because I tried to make it, like, sort of an age-neutral room. Like, I didn't want it to seem like a kid's room or a teen's room, because I guess teens' rooms could be kids' rooms, but, like, when you make a kid's room in The Sims, there's, like, toys everywhere and stuff, and it wouldn't really pass as a teen's room, but I tried to make it seem like it could be both, so it's, like, still pretty brightly colored, like her room was before, but I feel like it could work when she, like, grows up and she's a teen. That's the goal, right? To have rooms that work for a long time, and you're in, maybe more so in real life than in The Sims, because, like, realistically, your parents don't want to have to repaint and redo your bedroom because you wanted, like, unicorn furniture when you were 7, and then you turned 17 and you're like, Mom, I can't have this unicorn bed anymore. Like, please help me. So the goal is to have, like, pretty neutral furniture that can be moved along as you grow up, right? That's the dream. And yet, in The Sims, for some reason, I always buy these very kid-like items. I don't know. Because it's one thing to repaint a room and, like, change it up if you wanted, like, hot pink walls when you were 7 and now you want, like, green ones. Like, that's one thing. Because it's not, like, it's expensive to paint a room, but it's also not, like, that expensive compared to other ways that you could transform a room. Like, if you're gonna redo a room and, like, redecorate something, it's way easier to repaint it than it is to buy new furniture, because furniture is expensive, especially, like, bedroom furniture, like dressers and beds. Those are expensive, and so it's way cheaper to paint. So kids, listen, be reasonable with your choices. You can buy new bedspreads and you can buy new paint, but furniture, no one's buying, like, ridiculous furniture, though. You know what? I'm gonna give some credit to my parents for a second, because I wanted a loft bed so badly when I was, like, I don't know, probably, like, 6 through, like, 12, maybe 13, 14, and then I realized, when I was, like, 15 or 16, I was like, wow, I'm glad that I don't have a loft bed. And so, shout out to my parents for being like, no, Kayla, you're not gonna want that in the future, because they were right. They were right about that. And I remember being so jealous of my friends that had these loft beds when we were younger, because they had, like, this cool bunk bed thing and their desk underneath, and they made, like, forts in it and stuff when we were kids. And then when we got older, I realized, I was like, wow, me and my, not loft bed, we're living the dream. What does that even mean? Okay, either way, Mom, I'm sorry that I begged you so much for a loft bed when I was young. And you were right. So, Do you guys have loft beds? Did you ever have a bunk bed? My brother and sister, when they were like little, like I forget how old they were. When they were in preschool, they shared a room. And so my brother and sister, they had bunk beds when they were, maybe they weren't in preschool and they had bunk beds. Wait, they were still really young. They had a bunk bed in that room. And like, let's be real, they didn't even sleep in there, but they had a bunk bed. And I remember we used to like have sleepovers and stuff on these bunk beds in their room. And it was really fun. And we would like play in there. And like, it was this bunk bed thing where like the top bed was horizontal, you know, and then the other one was like vertical. It wasn't, I say vertical, it wasn't, I mean, it was like left to right on the top and then like straight on the bottom. What am I saying? But like, because there was more space on the bottom, they had like a desk down there too. It was really cool. I have so many fond memories of this bunk bed when my siblings were young. I remember like when I was scared when I was little, like one time my parents went on a cruise or something, and so I went and I slept in there with my sister. I slept on the top bunk and she slept on the bottom one, and then we waited for my parents to get back from the cruise. I think my brother went with them. My parents, when we were younger, used to do this thing where they would buy like like cruises that you can get kind of last minute, because we live in Florida, so like, you know, and so they would buy these like kind of last minute cruises for like these discounted prices and then go for like 3 nights and take one kid each time. So like, we all went on one cruise in our lifetime. And so I think my brother went with them, and then Shannon and I stayed back, and we were like scared to sleep alone, so we stayed in that room together in the bunk beds, and we would like hang out and have sleepovers, and I was probably like, I don't know, 11, like but it's fond memories, okay? Those were the good old days. Did you have a bunk bed? We need bunk beds in The Sims. Oh my god, we need bunk beds in The Sims. I would give so much money for the ability to have bunk beds in The Sims 4. I'm not kidding. That would be so much fun. Like, genuinely so much fun. Because I know it's hard and, like, animations and meh, but we had them in The Sims 3. They had bunk and loft beds in The Sims 3. And, like, Sims 3 era bunk and loft beds was, like, the time that I wanted a bunk bed so badly in real life. And so it just reminds me of, like, how desperately I wanted a bunk bed. And it'd be so fun and so easy, like, with the baby challenge and stuff, to have these bunk beds. And you have these tiny houses, you want bunk beds in them. Now I want to build in The Sims 3 again and put bunk beds in The Sims 3. Wait, can't I? Wait. I mean, I could. There's no stopping me. I can do whatever I want. I can build whatever I want. My Sims 3 Let's Play, oh my god. I have been having so much fun with that Let's Play, and I need to build a new house for my Sims who just had twins. No spoilers or anything. Wait, has that episode gone up yet? Uh-oh. Wait, let me check my schedule. Wait. Oh, no. Well, she didn't have twins. That's not what I said. You misheard me. Either way, she's gonna probably need bunk beds at some point, because a lot has been happening in that Let's Play, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and I need a new house, and yesterday when I was recording the episodes, I recorded 2 yesterday, and I have never had so much fun playing The Sims. Like, I know that a lot of you guys probably don't care about The Sims 3 and, like, don't watch Let's Plays or whatever, but I mean this from, like, the bottom of my heart. I have never had so much fun in a Let's Play in my life. I'll link that one down below, not even to plug, just because, like, I love this Let's Play so much, I love playing with it so much, that I, like, want you to experience it. I want you to have that, because I remember, it reminds me, I like it for a lot of reasons. One, it reminds me of, like, all the first Sims 3 Let's Plays I watched on YouTube back in the day, like, when people were actually making Generations ones, like, constantly, like, Life Simmers Generations Let's Play, and, like, Sim Sweeties Let's Plays, and, like, it reminds me of those days, like, when I was really into The Sims, and, like, watching, I mean, I still am really into The Sims, but, like, when I was, like, a big YouTube fan, like, obsessed with these Sims Let's Plays, and I still am a big YouTube fan, but, like, it's not the same as it used to be, right? That, like, initial, like, fangirl, like, obsession when I was, like, 12, but it reminds me of that, and it also just brings back all these memories of playing Sims 3 when I was younger, and, like, I love The Sims 3, and it's such a dumb Let's Play, and it's so dramatic, it's good. It's real good. I have story progression in The Sims 3. The story progression mod in The Sims 3 is wild. Like, people are getting married and cheating and having babies left and right, and it is so much, and it's, beginning to deeply affect my character and, her ex-husband, is all I'm gonna say, okay? It's been a lot, and I almost cried yesterday, and so, I know you guys don't care about this, I'm sorry, but, like, it's bringing back my inner Sims stan. Like, I don't even know who I am anymore, to be honest. I'm so happy. Now I want to play again. I could go on and on and on about The Sims 3, and obviously I love The Sims 4 so much. I love The Sims 4 more than The Sims 3, like, to be real with you. But The Sims 3 is so nostalgic for me, because it reminds me of the good old days when I, like, first played The Sims, and when I was younger, and, like, obsessed, and, like, I'm obsessed still, but, again, that obsession isn't the same. I miss, like, 12-year-old fangirl Simsie. Bring her back. I mean, I still am 12, and I'm still a fangirl. Who am I kidding? Never mind. Just kidding. I didn't mean it. We're still there, team. Nothing's changed there, never will. Oh, that's kind of sad. I'm always gonna be 12 and a fangirl. Oh my god, this reminds me, speaking of airports and airplanes and traveling with people on planes, I travel alone a lot. And whenever I travel alone, almost always, without a doubt, when I'm like at passport control or like at the security lines or like, you know, when you walk up and you show your passport and boarding pass at security or like your ID or whatever, I usually have my passport because I'm usually flying internationally. Who am I? Anyway, I always, almost always, without a doubt, get asked like, hey, aren't you with them? Go up with them, because they think that I'm not traveling alone, because they're like, oh, she's a child, she's not traveling alone. And so I get like tried to be like ushered or shooed up with people in front of me, like they think I'm with that group, and they're like, oh, you can go with them, and I'm like, no, I'm alone, help. But they almost always try and force me to go up with other people because they think that I'm not alone. But I am alone. I can travel alone. I'm a grown person. I might look like a child, but I'm not. I saw a Reddit post earlier about this person talking about how they're 25 and they got told that day, like when they were at the airport, because you know how when you're under 12, you don't need to take your shoes off in security? And so they got told they didn't need to take their shoes off. And they're like, oh, because you're under 12, kids don't need to take their shoes off. And then the woman gave them their ID and they were like, oh, you're 25. Okay, not the same thing. But they were like trying to help this like scared child who ended up being 25 years old. That's gonna be me. Baby face, call the child at the airport when I'm 25 years old. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be mistaken for being young. It's better to look young than old, I think. It's just sometimes a little bit infuriating to be treated like a child when you're a grown human. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts on that? Are you young or old? I was gonna ask if you look young or old, but that's probably not a good question. Are you old? How old are you? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm kidding, by the way. That's not what I wanted in the comments. I asked for something else, but I forgot what it was. Airport stories? Maybe. Let's chat. I expect an essay about airport stories in my YouTube comments. I'll see you guys later. But on that note, I'm gonna cut off right here. Make sure to go ahead and leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you guys didn't know, I post new videos every single day. And so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Haha, lilsimsie's 14. Haha, lilsimsie, 14-year-old kayak. Haha, haha. Sorry.